Welcome back to another magnificent day where we can get a little hungry and have everything we've ever questioned about what may or may not be edible really just thrown at us. But why not also incorporate it in a little dungeon adventure? Because that's exactly what this show is, and if you've reached this far without understanding that, there may be no helping you. But if you've just mysteriously stumbled across this channel, welcome. Let's watch some anime together. And what better way than with some Dungeon Meshi? So, sit down, grab a drink. Let's begin. One thing that... Actually, no, I shouldn't say it because my thoughts on the matter flip-flop all the time. I was going to say one thing I like is that it just cuts straight into the opening and doesn't do any setup or anything and then takes you out of the moment. But sometimes I like that pre-opening little scene. But yes, this place, its inhabitants being the monsters and the king, the elf we saw in the painting. How does one let their kingdom become a mystical dungeon in another era? Are any of the questions related to that going to be resolved at any point? And mentioning the elf, obviously because seeing it in the opening and seeing that very distinctive jacket, how does that, or how do they play into it? If it was mentioned that Senshi was part of this dungeon for longer than it was even meant to be around or something, what about someone that seems to be one of the long-lived species? Long-lived species, can they survive hundreds of years, possibly, however long it's been? And they're back! Okay, I did wonder if it was the group that was taken out by the treasure bugs. How is that possible? So they were robbed, those bastards. What, you're not going to inform them of how they were killed? Is it for future events? You know, when they're next taken down, they can come around and steal their valuables then. That's a good nose on him. I mean, they think they stole their coins and shit, but they lost all the treasure, like the necklaces and shit, but they still had... Yeah, that's what I thought. They still had the coins. Why didn't they think about that? If they're now getting to some revenge story against them that took all their jewellery. I mean, they left them his gold just then. The way he looked at her as though she had just said something deeply insulting. It's a great way to dispel magic. It's a defensive ward, really. Beautiful. Run while she's still looking. Ah. Well, maybe if they make it back down, there won't be, monsters or other adventurers looting their shit. That's kind of neat. The fact that, you know, this place wasn't always waterlogged. It's because of the seepage out from the cave and whatnot. So is there old castle buildings and whatnot kind of under the waves? Okay. Water walking. Water walking. Okay. Is he a toddler? First of all, he doesn't want to bath, and now he doesn't want to walk on the water. Pin him down and against his wheel. Cast a spell on his feet. So, what does he propose then? Rather than... Did the bash him on the bonds? Was that really necessary? What kind of route does he propose if this is the easy route with magic? He doesn't trust it. It's unnatural, really. So it's warding off the dwarves' natural adversity to magic. Is he gonna swing across? Is there anything that he can use there? He's gonna, you know, dive in and walk across the bottom. What the hell is... Using it as some sort of chum? Is that Kelpie? That's neat. Monsters and folkcraft from all over are being put in this. Huh. Using like a carrot and the stick kind of thing. One way or the other, sure, but it's going... Yeah, after this, it's been such a good friend to him. Well, maybe just trying to get the meal, but still. But it's so majestic. You don't know that it... You tried to drown him many, many times, hasn't it? He just doesn't realise that's what it's doing. There's a lot of discrimination in this world towards certain beasts. Almost instantaneously. I guess it wasn't happy with the meal. And now that it's turned against him, is he going to hold any ill will? Well, it looks like they're getting that flotation device after all. Well, keep pulling. They've got a gift for her after all. Hold this and pull us aboard. Yeah, why now while he had backup? Why not when he's... You know, the myriad of times when he was alone riding the back? How is he going to feel about making lunch with his friend? Fair. It is a task that he needs to do with precision and care. A squelchy sound. She going to make soap. And considering how often she's talking about trying to clean out his beard, I know they used to make candles and soap and stuff out of fat, so... Seeds? Grain? There's a bunch of, back... Well, they seem familiar! Where have we seen them before? Maybe when they aren't waterlogged. He doesn't have a face for people, but kobolds and demi-humans and beasts and whatnot. I was going to say like Sahagin or something, but yeah. Sirens? So we're getting the full range of yes it is. The full range of water-based creatures. Not happy that he's joining in the karaoke? Is this what it's like when you're singing along to the car radio? I wonder why that is. He was trying to join in on their culture. I mean, it's been soaked for quite a while, so what? You can have some porridge? Yeah. I don't think there are things that... Some things don't need to be said. Yeah, where is the line? How blurred is it exactly? So therefore it is edible? I mean, logically speaking, he's not wrong, just because it's slightly... Not bipedal, because I don't have legs, but you know what I mean. Just have a quick snack. Okay. Is it more like a symbiotic relationship? Or is it actually just... I don't know. I think it would be better if they were bald. Who's really the monster here? Yeah, it's porridge. He didn't go rooting through their pockets for it, if that's what you're worrying about. It'll be a waste. If it's not blinking at her when she's eating it, she's happy. Do you really want to ask? So it's not just camouflage, is it? It's a way of carrying the young around and keeping them safe. You might want to sit down and for a while. Yeah, we'll have this conversation tomorrow once you've finished your meal. I like Chilchuck's, backing down on it, you know. Yeah, I like Chilchuck's backing down on it, you know. It's... Really? This is why you're doing using fishman eggs? Actually, it's probably better than having her go off on one, so I'll just be quiet for now. He's having a full makeover. I don't like it. How many split ends does he have? Are we making discount cousin it? Magnificent. He's more beard than man. It didn't work! Is he slightly coming over to the way of thinking there? He was so against it before, he's now widened his horizons slightly. And the fact that he is so sincere about it as well. Piranha? Oh, flying fish. Flying daggerfish. That's neat. I mean, successfully getting rid of the fish? Maybe. But disrupting the water tension? Is that going to affect the spell? Ah, yes, you're damaging the ecosystem. Blade fish, okay. Don't take more than you need. I like the conservationist in him. I mean, considering some of the fishing tactics that many nations around the world, mine included, have undertaken, yes, preserving certain fish species and their numbers is necessary. Has something else already disrupted the balance in this place? Also, so much for them getting on. Yeah, maybe have this argument when they're a little more safe. If they themselves are trying to escape, is he getting a good view now that he's face down? Do they have enough flour for this octopus? There's gonna be some big takoyaki. Can they make use, if they manage to kill it, or if they just leave the area with haste? But yeah, if they do manage to take it down, what are they going to do with his eyes? They'll be massive. Why don't they split up rather than all running together? Don't celebrate too early. Okay, those eyes are a lot bigger than I expected. I need to widen my Just leave a bit of... Ah, is it playing with it? It's gonna be... It's not just a ball of kelp. Nice of her to consult the book. Another reference from earlier episodes. Cool. Another callback. I like that, yeah, you've got that duality. They're always at each other's throats and how they approach occasions. But oh, and the fact that Yamaso is by the books, then she is thinking on his feet in the moment. Ah, with that kind of extended activation on him, can't get back in the water. Now it's a fair fight. Soft spot right in the center. Oh, that was cool. You see all of the stripes just disappear because it's color shifting, like cuttlefish and stuff. And the sucker marks on his armor. Nice. Is there something else that is... I mean, there's a lot of food to go around here. Can they preserve some of it? Out of all the things he's never tried. Eh? You just don't want to overcook them and make it go, rubbery. You didn't think of that, did you? What? Interesting. You can use it as a pillow. I mean, he is he's an adventurous spirit. Someone's got to try it first. Oh no! Don't say there's parasites and the like. Don't say they're edible. It's Kezu eggs. Do you want the girl to ever eat again? Waste not, want not, but if you've got a massive actual meat there, why go after the parasites unless they're going to have it like... Yeah, he's going to prepare it like eel, isn't he? Yup. Same with the sauce as well. This is how I've seen it done. Not anything I've ever had before, though. Not raw. Can he not wait? It's a parasitic organism, and he was like, yeah, uncooked is fine by me. He's already joined forces with his sword. However, how many other like small creatures is he going to be harboring inside and around him? And how much of it is due to the way it's cooked in the sauce? Is Senshi going to have any words of wisdom about that? The circle of life. And as the spell wears off, it will slowly sink. Not near the water. The pitfalls of experimental eating. It's parasites all the way down. Mm-hmm. Oh. Now, obviously, there are dualities and things like in our food chain and whatnot. I mean, she can, but why save him? He won't learn his lesson. It's the grand cycle of parasites. They are part of the ecosystem as well. I mean, it's such a... He was paralyzed in pain. Good. To be fair, I've had pain like that, doubled over, can't even think straight. I don't, to this day, don't know what it was. I was like 8 at the time, I think. And I didn't eat any raw parasitic worms. This entire episode, they had mixtures of things I really kind of like, and obviously with like kelpies and various sea life, seeing it all combined on this one floor. Obviously, we might see bits and pieces later on, but one on a flooded floor, throw as many as possible at you rather than 1 or 2. But sirens, mermaids, flying blade fillet fish, krakens, and then how they may or may not be edible. If you can get a large quantity of the kelp together, is mermaid caviar going to be popular on the surface? I don't envy anyone that tries to set up that business, to be fair. Also, the way this show skirts around the cliche, the fact that Masa was known to freak out about what she's eating if it's slightly gross or anything. Chilchuck recognizing this, but actually it's best you don't know. I do appreciate a lot of what this show tries to do. The fact it's got not only this world building, but pulling it all together, taking the kind of standard monsters and tropes that we see in adventuring and like D&D type stories and putting a nice little spin on it. Also taking folklore things and introducing it into this world and also having it all kind of work. And then tying it together into one big ecosystem full circle. There aren't many other shows which try to attempt that, while also thrusting in a fun little few side plots here and there. The adventurers who feel betrayed and backstabbed, and are they going to run into each other constantly, and the only time they have any interaction is when one party is deceased? It would be amusing. Also, if they were following the trail and that kobold picked up the scent of, there's an elf and the dwarf and blah 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 blah, why were they ahead of them and already dead in the water? They're just that good, I suppose. Found a shortcut. Obviously, they didn't stop around for lunch all the time. But yeah, having people come along and rescue you from being dead. I'm not going to tell you how you died or how you messed up, because obviously that will cut into my profit margins. I've got a job to do here. If I tell you how to stay alive, you're not going to pay me. That's shockingly realistic. If we could have that kind of revive from the dead kind of spell, then yeah, there would be those that tried to make the best of it. Come on, I can bring you back, but yeah, I'm not running a charity here, mate. Next time you die, at least have insurance. God. How horribly dystopian. But yeah, Dungeon Meshi as a show, I said before, it's not just the dumb faces that some of them pull. It's not just the recipes that we'll learn along the way. It's a lot more than the sum of its parts. The fact that you've got so much all coming together, and it doesn't seem contrived. Some of it. Obviously, having the starting point of, yes, his sister is down there, we need to get there before, there's nothing left to bring back. But this place still having that mystery surrounding it. What's exactly going on behind the scenes? Why did it become the dungeon as it is? I don't expect that question to be answered anytime soon, but a little bit of mystery. But also a nice health and safety message in this. Cook your meats before you eat them. Unless they're suitably farmed and sourced properly, to not contain any parasites to the best of your ability. I mean, I've seen many a story of people consuming raw meat, raw fish, etc., and having horrible after effects. I think a parasitic worm living in someone's eye was one of the worst ones. Or maybe, prions entering your brain. Don't look that one up. But we can ignore all of that as long as, stay away from McDonald's or something. Don't sue me. That was a joke. But if you enjoyed this episode, let me know. If I did anything to entertain you, leave a like on the video. Where if you were stuck in this waterlogged floor, what would be your first call to action for a good meal? Probably a bladefish. If you want to make sure not to miss out future episodes, consider subscribing to the channel or jumping onto my Discord for any notifications whenever a video is released, or polls, conversations, memes, the odd photo of, picture of anime people have found on the internet. But for now, give yourselves a bit of rest, so I can see you in the next one. No, I am not washing my beard. Protection from those elven magics. Although seafood may not be my go-to cuisine, I can thank each and every one of my patrons for at least keeping me fed and not having to go hunting for it, or swimming for it, or diving, or even maybe washing. But I do need to thank Sal, HSTR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, Zug, and everyone else for keeping this channel afloat.